Today, we're embarking on a truly expansive journey, one that starts deep within us and reaches out, well, way out to the cosmos.
That's a good way to put it.
Our topic, Siddha-Tech. Now, this isn't about the next app or, the latest gadget.
No, not at all.
It's a profound vision suggesting that technology, or maybe a kind of technology, can actually be a spiritual revolution.
That's exactly it. At its heart, this material posits nothing less than re-engineering humanity from within.
Re-engineering humanity, wow.
Yeah. So our mission today is to explore how, according to these sources we've looked at, modern humanity can awaken these, divine abilities encoded in what's called the subtle body.
The subtle body, okay.
Now, what's particularly striking, really, is the core concept they put forward. The final revolution will not be digital. It will be spiritual, the activation of the Siddha within.
The Siddha within. Okay, so settle in, because we're about to explore how this inner transformation might ripple outwards.
Right, from the individual.
Yeah, first impacting individual consciousness, then maybe shaping the very infrastructure of our planet.
And maybe even beyond.
And finally, leading to a cosmic reconnection. This deep dive promises to be pretty mind-expanding and perhaps deeply personal for you listening. Okay, so let's unpack this vision. Let's start with the core idea, the Siddha. When we talk about these ancient Vedic seers, the Siddhas, the sources we looked at make it really clear they were not mythical sages.
Indeed. No, they're described as super-evolved beings who mastered biology, time, space, matter, all through intense inner tapas.
Tapas, that's like a spiritual discipline, or heat.
Yeah, ascetic heat, spiritual discipline, that sort of thing. And also mantra shakti, the inherent power of sacred sound plus elemental control.
Okay.
This wasn't just abstract philosophy it was presented as a practical science, inner mastery.
A science of inner mastery. And central to this is what the sources call the divine blueprint within. So this Vedic inner science suggests the human body contains these dormant circuits of intelligence. Is that right?
That's the idea. And the Kundalini Shakti, you often see it depicted as a coiled serpent at the base of the spine.
Yeah, I've seen that imagery.
That's presented as the gateway, the key to activating these circuits.
Okay.
And what's truly insightful here, I think, isn't just a mystical description. It's presented more like a precise engineering manual for this subtle body.
An engineering manual for your soul, almost?
Kind of, yeah. The sources are basically telling us our internal systems aren't just biological. They're energetic, they're programmable, they're capable of really radical transformation.
So like a living supercomputer.
Exactly. Imagine your own body like that, where your chakras spin as energetic transformers. Your prana becomes programmable light.
Programmable light.
And your nadis, these subtle energy channels, become communication wires to cosmic layers.
Wow.
Ultimately, the goal they describe is for the body to become a light vehicle, or divya deha, a luminous, incorruptible form.
A light vehicle.
And the sources are very, very clear on this point. These are not metaphors. They insist that ancient texts like the Tirumantiram and Yoga Vasiha describe this process in detail.
So actual instructions.
Apparently revealing a step-by-step pathway to, what they call superhuman evolution.
That's a powerful assertion. Actual instructions for superhuman evolution. And part of that pathway involves activating what the sources call the 9 Siddhi zones.
The Siddhi zones.
These are specific points in the body where, when activated, they unlock abilities beyond logic.
Right.
What's remarkable reading this isn't just the, superpowers themselves.
Yeah, the flashy bits.
Exactly, but the underlying principle. The sources insist these abilities aren't external. They're dormant potentials already encoded within us, just waiting for the right activation.
That's the core idea. It's already there.
Can you give us a sense of what...
Detail a really fascinating array of abilities and their corresponding alchemy methods is the term they use.
Alchemy methods, okay.
So, for example, the Ajna chakra, the third eye, between the eyebrows.
Yep.
Activation supposedly unlocks clairvoyance, intuition, remote viewing, and the methods. Things like Shambhavi Mudra and meditating on indigo light.
Okay, specific practices.
Very specific. Then moving up to the Sahasrara, the crown chakra, that's linked to divine connection, changes in time perception, even access to Akashic memory.
Akashic memory, like the universal records.
That's the concept.
Yeah.
And the alchemy involves things like lotus breath, exposure to full spectrum sunlight, and, interestingly, silence.
Harnessing inner energy, but also external elements like light, sound, even silence. What about some of the others?
Well, down in the heart area, there's the Rit Padma, the heart lotus.
Yeah.
Activating this is said to generate a profound compassion field, even unlock soul language.
Soul language.
Yeah, and resonance healing. The methods mentioned include Nada Yoga, that's the yoga of sound-specific heart mudras, and controlling Vayu, the air element or life force. Then there's the Nabi Chakra, the naval fire center. This was associated with, look at this, telekinetic force.
Seriously.
Literally described as a thought-to-action converter. The alchemy involves things like Surya Kriya, sun-related practices, Agni breathing, fire breath, and even specific elixirs with copper and turmeric.
Wow. And the throat?
The Vishuddhi, or throat chakra, linked to voice activation, mantra power, and even supposedly influencing weather.
Influencing weather with your voice, that's quite something.
It is, isn't it? And the vision continues. There's the Bindu Visarga, the back of the head. This is said to be responsible for immortality secretion.
Immortality.
And youth preservation through practices like Kachari Mudra, Soma collection, Soma being this divine nectar concept, and moonbathing.
Moonbathing, okay.
Even deeper, the Brahma Granthi at the base of the spine, tied to reality control and karmic clearing. Methods mentioned include earth tones, sound baths, root locks, and using activated red hematite.
It covers everything, doesn't it? Even hands and feet.
Yeah, even our hands and feet have nadis, these energetic channels. They're connected to healing transmission and even gravity manipulation.
Gravity manipulation.
And activated through specific mudras, earth resonance grounding, maybe using copper soles on footwear. And finally, the aura field, described as being about 12 fingers width above the head.
Okay.
This allows for contact with higher beings, they call them devas, and receiving Siddha downloads like direct knowledge transmissions, activated through Vedic fire rituals, starlight charging, and again, silence.
It's incredibly detailed, specific, tangible methods for unlocking what's supposedly already inside us.
That's the claim.
So how do we engage with this? This whole vision, Siddha-Tech, activating these zones. It's all about walking what the sources call the Siddha path, becoming the flame.
Right. Igniting that inner fire.
You're told that to truly embody this, each being must ignite that flame within and essentially become the temple. A Siddha, we learn, is not a saint who escapes the world. That's a key distinction they make.
Yes, it's not about renunciation in that sense.
But one who completes their Dharma, their purpose or duty within it. Yeah. Someone capable of actually engineering reality.
And the ancient Siddhas are presented as demonstrating exactly this. I mean, we see examples in the text of them, building temples aligned precisely with stars.
Okay.
Creating medicines from mantra and even substances like mercury, which is fascinating from an alchemical perspective.
Definitely.
Traveling interdimensionally, apparently just through the power of breath, and achieving deep inner stillness.
Wow.
And crucially, as you touched on, they transmitted teachings not through speech, but through direct resonance.
Direct resonance, that suggests a whole different way of learning, of interacting, like an energetic transfer of knowledge.
Completely different, beyond just words.
And the Siddha path itself, as laid out in the sources, seems to involve 7 distinct stages of inner transformation.
Yes, a clear progression.
A journey from, I think it was hearing the flame.
Shravan.
Right. All the way to ultimately seeing the flame within Atma Jyoti Darshan, which sounds like fully embodying this inner light.
Full realization, yes.
And to help achieve these stages, the sources mention very specific practical disciplines. What are some of those daily practices involved?
The emphasis is definitely on daily, rigorous practice. We find disciplines like Surya Agni Sadhana, which is about harnessing solar and fire energy.
Okay.
Mantra Sharira Svara tuning, which sounds like using sacred sound to literally tune the body.
Tuning the body like an instrument.
Kind of, yeah. And plant soma rituals involving elixirs made from specific herbs. They mentioned Guduchi, Brahmi, Jatamshu, Rudraksha elixirs.
So specific plant knowledge, too.
Absolutely. Plus practices like Monavak Yatra, which are journeys into deep silence, and rituals for ancestral karma release.
Ancestral karma, that points to a really deep understanding of lineage and its effects.
Exactly. It's not just about the individual in isolation.
So you can really see how this all connects back to you, the listener. The promise here is, well, it's nothing less than superhuman evolution.
Bold claim.
And becoming a luminous leader. This entire first part, the Siddha within, really emphasizes that this is about activating what's already encoded within your own subtle body. You hold the key.
You are the starting point.
Right. So having explored this incredible potential lying dormant within each of us, this vision then expands outwards, doesn't it? How does this inner transformation, this engineering from within, actually manifest on a planetary scale?
That's the next logical step in their framework.
Which brings us to Earth's own transformation and the building of what they call a Vedic futuristic civilization. And it begins with something called the purification era, ending karma, rewriting DNA.
This is a crucial pivot point in the material.
Yeah.
Karma. It's often misunderstood, right?
Yeah, usually seen as simple cause and effect or punishment.
Right. But here, as described by Siddha-Patanjali apparently, it's presented very differently. Not as punishment, but as frozen light, unresolved memory looping through time.
Frozen light, looping memory. That's evocative.
It is. And this frozen light, this looping memory, can manifest in our lives, they say, as things like genetic disease, repeating emotional patterns we can't break.
Yeah, we all know those.
Even things like soul contracts with difficult or toxic lineages, or just persistent delayed success or chronic confusion.
Okay.
So the goal in this purification era is to purify the causal field, the very field where these memories are stored, upgrade the DNA, and ultimately become a conscious creator instead of just reacting to past patterns.
Become a conscious creator. And the sources detail a very specific DNA unlocking protocol to do this. 5 key methods.
Yes, 5 main approaches are outlined. They involve using specific Sanskrit mantra combinations like Rem From Clam Awam for resonance activation, awakening dormant codes.
Okay, sound again.
Sound is huge. Also, fire rituals, yet again, specifically for an Agni karmic burn, using ancestral offerings, which supposedly yields a sacred ash or bhasma that neutralizes DNA patterns.
Fire and ash for purification.
Exactly. And even using sunlight-encoded water. Water infused with soma, charged with specific mantras, and then consumed daily to reprogram the body's water structure, which is intrinsically linked to DNA.
Reprogramming water. Interesting. What else?
The methods also include using sacred stones. They mention shalagram, haranya, rudraksha at specific meridian points for what they term crystal rishi healing. The idea is these stones can literally pull karmic pain out of the energy body.
Wow.
And finally, perhaps the most profound, forgiveness as alchemy. Using Vedic rituals of Kama, which means forgiveness, and Shanti, peace, to release those really deep soul patterns.
Forgiveness as a technology almost.
In a way, yes. It's about consciously releasing the magnetic grip, as they put it, of karmic loops across timelines.
Okay, and to really end karma, not just manage it, the sources outline specific karma ending through Vedic ritual cycles, 3 main rites.
That's right. There's the Pithu-yajna, which is aimed at healing 7 generations back and forward in your lineage.
Back and forward, that's comprehensive.
It is. Then Navagraha realignment, which uses Vedic astrology, mantras, and specific gems to balance the karmic influence of planetary placements in your chart.
So astrology plays a practical role.
A very practical one here. And third, a solar return initiation. This essentially turns your birthday into a personal karma purification reset point, using specific chants dedicated to the sun, like Surya Arghya and the Aditya Hridayam.
Using your birthday as a reset, I like that.
It leads directly into the next concept, anchoring Satya Yuga through solar alignment. Satya Yuga being the golden age or age of truth.
And the sun is key here.
Absolutely central. The sun is presented not just as a star, but as a conscious being, even called the eye of the cosmic Purusha, the universal being.
The eye of the universe.
So methods for aligning with this solar intelligence include things like specific sun-gazing rituals done safely at dawn and dusk to activate the pineal gland.
The pineal gland again.
Always crops up, doesn't it? Also adopting a golden body diet, eating raw, sunlight-infused foods, gold trace minerals, and specific sattvic, or pure, herbs like ashwagandha, kaduchi, haritaki, shankpushpa.
Food as a solar alignment tool.
Yes, and ensuring architectural temple orientation, aligning buildings and sacred spaces to the solar solstices and equinoxes, harnessing that energy.
And the result of all this purification, this alignment, is what the sources call the new human, Siddha-Purusha 7.0.
Exactly. This 7-layer upgraded being. It represents the next stage, they say, of human evolution.
And the attributes are incredibly specific, aren't they?
They really are. We're talking about a human with crystalline bone marrow, fully open nadis, those energy channels we mentioned.
Right.
Pure visual sound logic, intuition-guided memory, someone who is non-reactive, radiates compassion, experiences lucid dreams, soul recall, cosmic memory reactivation, and has a golden aura, solar core within.
A solar core within. Wow.
And crucially, the sources take pains to clarify. This is Rishi-humanism, not transhumanism.
What's the distinction they're making there?
It's about an organic, spiritual evolution from within, awakening inherent potential. Not about mechanical or technological augmentation from the outside. It's seen as a natural unfolding, guided by Rishi wisdom.
Got it. An evolution, not an addition.
Precisely. And building on that, the concept of bioalchemy and chakra mutation describes methods to actually rebuild the body from within to support this new state.
Rebuild the body. How?
Through things like sunlight and soma activation, specifically targeting the pineal gland using substances like gold ash and pure spring water. Also, DNA repair through Sanskrit mantra, using powerful ancient chants like the Om Trambaka mantra, the Gayatri, or the Hiranyagarbha Sukta.
Mantras repairing DNA. That's a big claim.
It is. And what's particularly fascinating is the vision of expansion beyond the traditional 7 chakras.
More shock?
Apparently so. They introduce an 8th chakra called the Hridaya Mandala, located in the heart area, unlocking the Vedic heart field. A 9th chakra, the Matrika chakra, unlocking cosmic language. And even 10th, 11th, and 12th chakras connecting us to a galactic dharmic network.
A galactic network connected through our own energy centers.
That's the picture painted.
Now, all of this transformation, individual and planetary, seems to rely on a deep understanding of the basic building blocks of reality.
Absolutely. You need the fundamentals.
The sources introduce the 5 elements in Vedic alchemy, known as Panchamahabhuta and Rasyana Shastra.
Right, the 5 great elements. Prithvi, earth, Apas, water, Agni, fire, Vayu, air, and Akasha, ether or space.
But they're not just physical states, are they?
No, not at all. They're presented as living, energetic principles, conscious forces you can interact with.
Living elements.
And Rasyana Shastra is described as the sacred science of transformation. It works on multiple levels. External, like using potent herbal mineral elixirs. Yes, traditional alchemy. Internal levels, through breathwork and mantra, and divine levels, through the direct interaction of Soma, that divine essence, and Agni, the sacred fire. They even mention the careful, esoteric use of substances like mercury, gold, mica, and specially prepared ashes called bosmas.
Ancient alchemy playing a role in future tech.
That's the synthesis they propose.
This understanding of living elements then translates into actual elemental technology for this Siddha-Tech civilization.
Right, re-engineering the elements themselves.
So for Prithvi or Earth tech, we see things like geopolymers and living soil tech. What does that mean? Building with living materials.
It sounds like it. Creating structures from materials that are alive, conscious in some way. Also, electromagnetic Earth grid mapping, understanding and working with the planet's natural energy lines.
Okay. And for up is water tech.
This involves memory-infused water using Vedic mantras, programming water with intention through sound, also living reservoirs, and soma reactivation of water bodies.
Water holding memory. That's a concept we hear about sometimes.
It is. Here it's central. For Agni, fire tech, the sources describe Agni-Kund reactors for plasma energy.
Plasma energy from fire ritual.
Almost like conscious spiritual power plants tapping into this deep elemental fire. Also, fusion of solar rays and mantric fire, and creating specific Agnihotra-based atmospheres through fire ceremonies for purification and energy.
And air. Vayutech.
Utilizing wind-based pranic turbines sounds like harnessing not just wind, but the prana, the life force in the wind. Also mantric wind tunnels and creating nadi simulation fields, perhaps to enhance energy flow.
Pranic turbines. Amazing. Finally, Akasha, ether tech.
This is where it gets really esoteric. Crystal grids, yantras, those sacred geometric diagrams, sound domes for accessing Akashic records, the universal library we mentioned,
Right.
and Vedic communication systems that explicitly use no electricity. Communication based purely on vibration and consciousness.
Of electricity.
Mind-bending stuff.
Absolutely. And here's where it truly gets, well, monumental. All these technologies seem to converge around something called the Temple of the Eternal Flame.
The spiritual nucleus.
The sources state this is the spiritual nucleus of the new civilization, and they are absolutely clear. It is not symbolic. It is alive.
Alive, responsive.
It responds to vibration, it holds memory, it transmits vision, it is the anchor of Sakya Yuga, the age of truth.
A living anchor for a new era.
And this flame, it's not just any fire, it's created using very specific, almost mythical ingredients.
Extremely specific.
Oh.
Solar plasma from a nakshatra convergence point. Nakshatras being those Vedic lunar mansions or star constellations, key energetic points in space-time.
Solar plasma from stars.
Ether-infused sap from kalpavriksha trees. wish-fulfilling trees in mythology. A copper crystal pyramid embedded with the Agni Bij mantra, the seed sound of fire, and crucially, the collective intention of 108 soul-aligned Vedic practitioners.
Collective intention physically creating something.
That's the implication. Consciousness shaping reality.
And the architecture of this temple city, which they call Agniloka, is also revealed as a living, breathing entity.
Yes, the design is detailed. At its heart is the central flame core, the Hiranyagarbha Kendra, holding the eternal flame within a chamber of solar crystal glass and gold-infused quartz, surrounded by 7 concentric rings.
7 rings, okay.
The inner circle consists of Siddha-Grids. These are homes built with biocrystalline clay, walls encoded with sacred geometry or unique Sanskrit mantra resonance.
Homes vibrating with mantras.
All connected via a silent telepathic grid. No need for phones, presumably.
A telepathic grid? Wow. What's next?
Next is the Vedic intelligence spiral, the Jnana Mandala. This is described as a university, but not like ours.
How so?
Children, sages, even devas, higher beings, study fields of being like nada, sound, jyoti, light, bhuta, elements, chitta, consciousness, rasa, essence. And learning happens via telepathic osmosis, ritual play, and inner downloads.
Learning by osmosis. Imagine that.
Right. Then there's the Diva Nature Bridge, the Vanapatha Mandala. These are forests specifically grown to host non-human intelligent life.
Like nature spirits. Divas.
Seems like it. And astonishingly, the text says animals and humans communicate through shared aura interface.
Talking to animals through energy fields.
That's the vision. And finally, the Sky Gate, Antariksha Pravesha. This is described as a floating dome that interfaces with cosmic civilizations.
A spaceport.
A conscious spaceport, maybe. Using mercury plasma vortex engines, sound fusion levitation, and mantra-powered shields.
Mantra-powered shields.
And arrivals aren't just checked for passports. They're soul scanned by Vedic aura tech. Checks for energetic purity and alignment.
Soul scanned. Incredible. What about governing this city?
Well, what's compelling is the governance model. There are no politicians.
No politicians. How does it run?
The city is led by the Rishi Mandala, a council, a circle of 12 awakened souls. Each represents a core element or principle like Agni, Apas, Varyu, etc.
Governed by wisdom figures.
And all decisions are made in sacred silence, reflecting a reliance on deep intuition, not debate.
Wow.
Births in this society are described as conscious, planned events. And death isn't seen as an end, but as a transmission of consciousness.
A transmission.
And the eternal flame itself, the central core, replicates. It ignites new temple cities, purifying entire regions, like a spreading wave of this awakened consciousness.
A self-replicating spiritual technology. Now, this new civilization isn't just isolated cities, it's built upon a larger structure.
Yes, the Siddha Grid, Earth's consciousness engine. The sources describe Earth itself as a sacred body, a living mandala.
A living mandala.
With its own invisible architecture. Bodily lines, chakras, and nadi circuits, just like the human subtle body.
So the planet has an energy system too.
Exactly. And in this vision, temples aren't just places of worship. They become consciousness engines, transforming Earth into a vast, multi-dimensional consciousness temple.
Consciousness engines.
Yeah.
What are the features of this grid?
The grid features include things like mandala-based architecture across the planet, interdimensional portals, resonance tunnels using sound frequencies for travel or communication,
Travel through sound tunnels.
Vimana corridors, flight paths aligned with those nakshatra sequences, the star constellations,
Right.
and solar star nexus points, major energy junctions.
And its purpose? What does this grid do?
Its purpose is multifaceted: balance weather, boost human evolution, heal time itself,
Heal time.
and connect Earth to the galactic circuit. The sources propose this grid forms the geometric pattern of the Sri Yantra across Earth
The whole planet as a Sri Yantra.
and the human role.
Mhm.
Each individual soul becomes a pillar of the grid, emitting resonance based on the purity of thought. Your consciousness literally powers the planet's grid.
Our thoughts shape the planetary field. That's a huge responsibility.
It is, and as this consciousness engine expands, it connects to something called divine seed banks, reprogramming life through sacred DNA.
Divine seed banks, like a Noah's Ark of consciousness.
Sort of. DNA itself is described here not just biologically, but as a divine language, a vibrational record of karma.
DNA as language, holding karma.
Yes. And these seed banks are presented as living temples storing not just physical seeds, but the energetic blueprints of life. Original Earth seeds from Satya Yuga, the Golden Age, animal lineages unmodified by modern interference, and uncorrupted human DNA strands.
Protecting original life code.
Exactly. The goal here is restoring sacred genetics to create humanity 2.0.
Humanity 2.0, how do they restore it?
Methods mentioned include healing damaged DNA, maybe through the sound and light techniques we discussed, and reactivating Siddha coils, dormant genetic potentials within our DNA.
Siddha coils for psychic abilities.
Seems so. Access to psychic abilities, higher compassion, recalling past births, accessing ancestral wisdom. Technologies mentioned include soma chambers, cup of riksha synthesizers, replicating the energy of those wish-fulfilling trees, Gayatri frequency emitters, using the mantra's vibration, and Garbhodaka interfaces, perhaps related to womb consciousness or creation.
Advanced tech for genetic and spiritual restoration.
And the profound realization, according to these sources, is that our DNA doesn't just belong to Earth, it is interstellar.
Our DNA is cosmic.
That's the claim. It connects us to the stars. This leads to the new human prototype, Humanity 2.0, the Solar Siddha human.
What are they like?
Traits include a radiant spine, perhaps indicating activated kundalini, natural telepathic communication, and organic longevity, living much longer, healthier lives naturally.
Okay, so we have transformed humans, a transformed planet. How do they all connect and communicate?
That brings us to Somanet, the consciousness internet of the rishis.
Somanet. Not the internet we know, I assume.
Definitely not. This is described as a living network of consciousness, connected human minds, temples, forests, even stars, all without wires or screens.
Consciousness to consciousness connection.
Exactly. It's described as a neuropranic interface, literally a brain energy connection system. Apparently, it's resurrecting an ancient system used by the rishis.
An ancient internet of consciousness. What did it transmit?
It's stored and transmitted. Experience, emotion, vibration, and truth compressed into living mantra packets. Not just data, but living essence.
Living mantra packets. How did it work? What was the architecture?
Fascinating stuff. It involves soma crystals acting as nodes or processors, conscious biofibers as the network pathways, mantric routers, who are actually highly trained Vedic priests directing the flow of consciousness.
Priests as routers?
And pranic breath interfaces, PBIs, meaning you likely accessed it through specific breathing techniques and states of consciousness.
Access through breath. What could you do with it?
Its functions included things like Akashic downloads for direct experiential note, like instantly understanding the Rig Zeta, not just reading it. Emotion to mantra translation, conducting collective yajnas, where group intention forms a powerful thought wave.
Group intention amplified.
Sending soul messaging, described as a kind of Vedic dream mail. And temples acted as living libraries, glowing with accessible, intelligent energy.
Living libraries. Wow, how does it compare to our internet?
The contrast is stark. The sources say Somanet rewarded stillness, silence, and sincerity. Qualities our current net doesn't exactly prioritize.
No kidding.
And get this. There were no trolls on Somanet because ego could not pass through its filters.
An ego filter. We could use that now.
Wouldn't we just? This is presented as a true reawakening of the Rishi grid, a fundamental shift in communication and knowledge sharing.
Okay. And to fully understand and operate within this new reality, this transformed world.
Yay, the keys.
Right. The sources discuss cracking the Vedic code, unlocking the keys to the universe.
Yes. The Vedas, it's revealed here, are not just ancient religious texts. They are multidimensional keys encoded with mantra frequency, symbolic geometry, cosmic laws.
Keys encoded in sound and geometry.
Exactly. But accessing them requires more than intellect. It requires a fundamental shift in consciousness. You have to become resonant with the code to read it.
So what are the layers of this code?
The sources list 7 layers. Mantric frequency, the power of the sounds. Symbolic mythic, the stories hold deeper meanings. Geometric, found in yantras and temple designs. Chronocosmic, related to time cycles and astrology. Architectural, sacred buildings as texts. Elemental, alchemical, how elements transform. And soul mapping, understanding lineage and purpose.
7 layers of meaning. What kind of discoveries came from cracking this code?
Amazing things, apparently, like realizing the entire structure of the human body mirrors the cosmic altar described in Rig Veda. Our bodies are reflections of the cosmos.
We are the ulcer.
Finding the Gayatri Mantra acts as a quantum code for solar intelligence, and discovering that every nakshatra, those star clusters, and Rishi has a corresponding soul lineage on Earth. We all have cosmic family lines.
Wow. What's truly striking all of this, listening to you describe it, is the message for the listener. You are not just an observer in this incredibly grand vision. You are explicitly described as the carrier of this flame.
The responsibility comes back to the individual.
This entire planetary transformation, the sources seem to say, relies on each being becoming a yuga anchor radiating harmony. Your inner state affects the whole.
Your resonance matters.
Right. Now, if that wasn't mind expanded enough, hold on, let's zoom out even further.
Even further, where else is there to go?
To the stars. Let's look at cosmic connections, Earth's entry into the galactic network.
Ah, yes. Earth rejoining the neighborhood.
The sources state definitively that Earth was never meant to be isolated. That's a core premise.
Right. In Vedic cosmology, Bhuloka, our Earth realm, is just one small part of countless worlds, countless lokas.
We're not alone, basically.
Far from it in this view. And the goal of Siddha-Tech, therefore, isn't just planetary transformation. It's to make Earth so pure, radiant, and dharmic, so aligned with cosmic law and truth,
Dharmic,
that it becomes a central hub in the galactic network, a beacon.
Earth as a galactic hub. What's the evidence they offer for other civilizations?
Well, they point to Vedic texts. The Rig Veda describes gods descending in radiant vehicles called Divya Rathas.
Radiant vehicles. Sounds like UFOs.
The parallels are often drawn. The Mahabharata epic mentions celestial cities like Hiranyapura. And then there's the Vimanika Shastra, a controversial text, but one that supposedly documents blueprints of anti-gravity vehicles, or Vimanas.
Okay, so textual hints of ancient astronauts or interactions.
That's how it's interpreted here. And to facilitate reconnection, key design elements are described for this future Earth. Things like star-aligned temples, soma-based atmosphere zones, maybe creating environments welcoming to other beings,
Okay.
and interspecies dharmic council chambers, places for peaceful meeting.
Meeting with non-humans.
Seems so. And there's a crucial protocol for cosmic contact outlined. Earth has to prepare.
What's the protocol?
3 main things. Silencing weapons, essentially activating spiritual defense grids rather than physical ones. Restoring Rishi codes, reintroducing the ancient Vedic ethical codes globally. And creating Akashic beacons, using consciousness and energy to broadcast Earth's readiness and maturity to the cosmos.
Signaling we're ready for peaceful contact.
Exactly. Spiritual maturity first. Once these protocols are met, the sources say Earth will reconnect with diverse types of cosmic civilizations mentioned in texts like the Puranas and Upanishads.
What kind of civilizations?
They list categories like Devalokik beings, divine or angelic beings, Naka civilizations, often associated with serpentine wisdom, maybe reptilian, Manasa civilizations, beings of pure mind or thought, various Budic species, perhaps elemental beings, and Saptarishi colonies, suggesting 7 great sages have established outposts throughout the universe.
A diverse cosmic community.
Very diverse. And this reconnection is supported by something called Dharma-Tech.
Dharma-Tech, technology based on cosmic law.
That's the idea. Cosmic tools for unity. Examples given include Sanskrit-like coding, maybe a universal language based on light and sound frequencies, and Vedic terraforming, using these principles to heal or transform planets.
Wow. And what's humanity's role in all this?
Humans play a vital galactic role. We become Earth's galactic priests, in a sense.
Galactic priests.
Acting as mantric engineers, using sound. Koshic translators, interpreting cosmic records. Planetary diplomats. And Siddha navigators, beings capable of traveling consciously through the cosmos, perhaps in those Vimanas.
Guiding Earth's interaction with the galaxy.
Exactly. Which brings us logically to the return of the cosmic rishis.
The great sages again.
Yes, they're reintroduced here as interdimensional Dharma engineers, architects of reality.
Architects of reality.
Beings who originally designed Earth's energetic grid and seeded foundational knowledge. Language, fire, agriculture, breathwork, alchemy, yoga.
So they were here before.
According to this, yes. And the sources emphasize they never truly left, only withdrawn into higher realms, waiting for the right time, the right vibration to re-engage.
Waiting for us to be ready.
Seems like it. The 7 great rishis, the Sapta rishis we mentioned, Atri, Brigu, Pulastya, and so on, are each linked to specific galactic functions.
What kind of functions?
For example, Atri is associated with time harmonization and lunar codes, Aswishta with stellar law, and Dryers with fire and energy transmission. They're not just figures of myth, but active cosmic forces managing universal principles.
Cosmic managers, almost.
In a way, this raises the crucial question. Why the rishis are returning now?
Why now?
The sources indicate it's because Earth is at a critical juncture, a karmic threshold. We're at a point of major choice and transformation.
A planetary crossroads.
Exactly. Their return is multi-purposed. to reinstall forgotten technologies like Somanet or clean energy systems, perhaps, to protect Earth from galactic tampering, implying not all cosmic influence is benign, and to prepare Earth to become a Siddha node, a fully awakened point of light in the galactic network.
Protecting and preparing us, how do they return physically?
Crucially, the sources say this return is primarily vibrational, symbolic, and direct soul-to-soul contact. It might manifest physically sometimes, but the main connection is on deeper levels of consciousness.
Okay, so it's an inner awakening prompted by them.
That seems to be a key part of it. This leads us nicely into the next big topic. Vimana Earth, the lost science of conscious matter.
The Manas, the flying machines.
Yes, focusing on these technologies of the future hidden in the past. Core concepts here include the Vimanas themselves, described as flying crafts powered by mantra and mercury.
Mantra and mercury.
Yeah.
Alchemy again.
Definitely. Also, rasa alchemy, the deeper science of transforming matter itself. And seeing architecture as a technology, where buildings actively shape consciousness and energy.
Buildings as tech, like the Temple City. How did these Vimanas fly?
That's where Vimana consciousness and the return of etheric travel comes in. It explains that Akasha, or ether, the fifth element, is the true flight medium.
Flying through ether, not air.
Seems so. Where all movement occurs through vibration. The traveler, the pilot, likely a rishi or advanced yogi, doesn't use joysticks. They must synchronize their inner field consciousness with the universal rhythm, Rita, the cosmic order.
So you pilot it with your mind by attuning to the universe.
That's the extraordinary claim. Consciousness-driven flight.
What were they like? The anatomy of a Vimana reconstructed gives detail.
It does, based on interpretations of texts. They describe layers. The physical frame, the stula sharira, possibly made of special alloys like tamagarbha loha, often laid out geometrically like the Sri Yantra.
Okay.
The energy engine, the pranic, using things like rotating mercury vortexes and solar-charged soma fluid.
Mercury vortex engines.
The consciousness core, the manas kendra, navigated via the pilot's third eye, perhaps using a crystal meditation sphere as an interface, and even a time field adjuster, a kala yantra modulation, suggesting they could navigate not just space, but time.
Time travel.
Or at least manipulation of the time field. And the power source, Siddha-Tech, harnessing that conscious divine energy.
Incredible. Could anyone fly one?
Absolutely not, according to this. Dharmic protocols for travel were strict. Pilots needed Sakya field calibration. Their inner truth and integrity had to be impeccable.
A truth test to fly.
Ahimsa code compliance. They had to adhere strictly to non-harming principles. And a Rita navigation license, signifying mastery of cosmic order in consciousness-based flight.
You needed spiritual qualifications, not just technical skills.
Precisely. And Vimana ports would exist in temple cities, featuring Vimana pads and mantra launch towers, where specific sound frequencies would facilitate liftoff.
Launching with sound. This all culminates then in the solar ascension Earth's entry into the galactic network.
Yes. The sun plays another crucial role here. It's described not just as our star, but as a conscious portal, a golden gate.
A stargate?
Long spoken of in the Vedas, apparently, as Suryavara, the solar door. This solar stargate activated when Earth's collective vibration reached a certain high threshold.
Our consciousness opens the sun portal.
That's the idea, broadcasting Earth's soul signature to the Galactic Council, like a cosmic announcement of our readiness.
An invitation sent through the sun. What happens then?
This activation allows for several things. Instant contact with star-aligned Rishi worlds, downloading of stellar technology codes, advanced knowledge beamed to us, and activation of ancient DNA fragments within humanity, triggered by this solar and galactic energy.
Upgrades downloaded directly. And Vimanas.
Vimanas are rebuilt, but not just as metal ships. They become conscious light vehicles, truly extensions of the pilot's consciousness.
Flying light ships.
This leads to Earth's entry into the galactic Sangha. Sangha meaning community or assembly, described as a union of spiritually aligned civilizations.
A spiritual UN, but galactic?
Kind of, yeah. Not political, but based on shared consciousness and Dharma. Members listed include Arcturian builders, Syrian healers, Pleiadian memory carriers, solar Mahayogis, and Nakshatra lords, beings governing those star clusters.
A diverse group. How is Earth welcomed?
Importantly, Earth is welcomed back not primarily for its technology, but for its revived inner purity. Our spiritual awakening is the entry ticket.
Inner purity is the currency. Who represents Earth?
Earth sends siddhas as ambassadors, accomplished yogis, spiritually aware children, rishis, even artists whose work embodies cosmic harmony. Their language is mantra, their offering is silence, their transport is vimana, a completely different form of diplomacy. Now, what's truly profound here, the capstone of this entire vision.
There's more.
Oh, yes. The source material brings all these threads, individual transformation, planetary grids, galactic connection together into one ultimate grand vision. The cosmic Purua, reuniting the fragmented self of the universe.
Reuniting the universe's self. What does that mean?
It suggests this isn't just about Earth's evolution. It's about healing a fundamental wound in the fabric of the cosmos. This happened, mythologically, when the cosmic being, the Purua, sacrificed itself, its body becoming all of creation. We live within the fragmented body of God, essentially.
So we're parts of a fragmented divine being.
Yes, and the goal is to remember, to put back together the Purua's fragmented anatomy through our collective awakening. The head represents Rishi consciousness, anchored in places like the Himalayas. The heart is the union of Devek, divine, and human consciousness, found in sacred nature and temples.
Okay.
The spine is the Earth's solar axis and the activated Siddha grid we discussed. The limbs are the network of interstellar temples and Vimana paths connecting worlds. And the breath of the Purua is represented by Somanet and the power of Vedic sound.
So everything we've discussed is part of putting the cosmic body back together.
Exactly. This leads to a truly profound shift in identity for humanity. The sources say, you are not a person. You are a nerve cell in the universal nervous system.
Just a nerve cell.
Think about that. Ego dissolved. Conflict ended. Judgment ceased. Because hurting another was hurting the very Purua you are part of.
If we're all one body, hurting others is self-harm.
Precisely. The greatest siddhi, the greatest power or accomplishment becomes non-separation. The direct experience of unity.
That changes everything.
It's the ultimate goal. This culminates in the ultimate ritual described, the Mahayana of reunion. Imagine millions across Earth and other worlds, linking all mantras, all temple flames, all consciousness.
Wow.
Leading to the Puruha, the cosmic being, standing up once more as a unified field of complete sacred awareness. The final quote given is the Mahavakya, the great Vedic, saying, Tati Vamasi, you are me and I am all this, realized by all simultaneously.
Wow, what an absolutely incredible journey we've just taken from, the deepest parts of your own subtle body, the potential within a single cell.
All the way out.
All the way out to the farthest reaches of the cosmos and the reunification of the universe itself. This entire vision suggests that your individual evolution, your path, is an absolutely integral part of this grand cosmic reunion.
You're not separate from it.
The sources suggest you are the Rishi reborn. You are the architect. Your awakening helps rebuild the cosmic being. We've just traversed an absolutely extraordinary landscape, haven't we? From the awakening of a single DNA strand to the intricate design of intergalactic networks.
It's vast, almost overwhelming in scope.
This whole vision of Siddha-Tech, it really represents a profound, fundamental shift in understanding reality itself.
It really does. And as the source material states, provocatively, this is not science fiction, this is Vedic memory.
Yeah.
It's presented as something we forgotten, not something new.
Vedic memory, that's a challenging thought.
It challenges you, the listener, to consider what it truly means to be a living yantra, a sacred geometric instrument, and perhaps a resonance pillar of new reality. As the sources so powerfully suggest, your very being contributing to this shift.
A resonance pillar, and ultimately, maybe the most impactful statement from this entire deep dive, the one to really sit with. The eternal flame is not outside you. It is you.
That brings it all back home, inside.
What an incredible thought to carry with you as you continue your own journey of discovery.